Mike, what else are you going to want to hear from Goldman management at their very first ever investment day? It's such a turnaround for what used to be such an opaque company.
Well, to close off that last topic, I will say Goldman Sachs will be the first bank to have a segment at their investor day on green and sustainability initiatives. I mean, that's usually stuff for people who vote proxies, not the investors. But the biggest issue for Goldman Sachs is growth. You look at the last 5 years, you know what the revenue growth has been at Goldman Sachs? 0%. The prior 15 years, it was 6%. Goldman Sachs stock has underperformed. So we want to see more about the talent, the tech, and especially the targets for where the financials should go for a great company that over the last few years has not performed well. And this is a new CEO. This is David Solomon. He's been a year in his job. He's gotten a free pass. You get a year to position yourself. But now it's time to deliver the goods. So on January 29th, we want to see some concrete metrics on how they're going to improve their growth.
ROE has been, say, between 10 and 13%. How does that improve? What unit of the bank will Solomon lean on?
Well, we think they'll come out with targets of at least 13%, above 13%, so that would be better than the recent range that they've been in. I think what's underappreciated is just how focused Goldman Sachs is on expenses. So consistent with the technology theme, more bots for bankers, better control of comp and non-comp expenses, and then these growth initiatives. I mean, you have efforts now. They are the fourth largest private equity player out there. But they're not grouped that way. They don't give you much information about it. So the Blackstones of the world trade at much higher valuations. So if you get a little sense that, that they are a little mini Blackstone, I'm not going to say they're at that degree, but even a little bit better, that's a growth area. They're expanding in investment banking. They've always been number one with mergers with the largest firms. They're expanding to 2,000 additional middle market firms in investment banking. So I think that's something that makes sense. And the biggest issue, they have best-in-class. Goldman Sachs has best-in-class relationships with CEOs around the world, and they're number one when doing business with them. But when it comes to business driven by the chief financial officers or the treasurers, things like cash management or lending or other operations, they're not as good. So we have to see how they're going to break down those silos to leverage those relationships at the top of their corporate customers to the rest of those corporations.